If obedience in your home feels a little hard right now, I want to encourage you that it's not that your kids are rebellious, that they're even bad. It's just that your obedience needs to be reestablished. And so I'm going to show you in the next 5 minutes, I hope, what an obedience reset looks like. Usually when your home gets messy and cluttered, the hearts of your children tend to follow suit. So first thing that I do is I would say check your heart, because you cannot disciple your children where you're first not willing to be discipled yourself. A good rule of thumb is that your frustration will feed your child's misbehavior. So if you see that they're acting out a lot more, I would say check yourself first. Are you more irritable, more angry? Are you more stressed? All of those things, because it could just be a simple realignment for you and not necessarily needing your entire family to go through a reset. Although that's always so good. It's so good for a child to be reminded that they were placed by God in a kind and safe and loving home under authority. It's so good. The second thing I would say is to go ahead and gather your family for a family meeting. But basically it's where you say that our home has lost order and mommy and daddy are going to restore it. And from here on out, these are the house rules and these are the consequences. Bringing clarity and expectation to your children can be so fruitful. And you can have these house meetings be like as fun as you want. I mean, you can make like a candlelight dinner, you can make cookies and just get cozy around the couch, or you can make it pretty serious, you know, like have them sit down, everybody sit still, focus, because things gotta change, you know. But the ultimate goal is just to engage your child's heart. We established 4 house rules. Obviously we have more in our house, but these are just like the foundational house rules for our reset. And so our main 4 house rules, and you can feel free to add or take away, but 1, obey immediately. That means obey the first time. And we say right away, all the way, and with a happy heart. This can be really challenging if this is not already your normal. So I would say just start working on obeying immediately. In regard to like the happy heart and following through all the way, that is something that takes time. The second rule is that you speak respectfully. And this means no whining, no arguing, no correcting, no disrespectful tones, none of that. And I actually have a whole script that I'll also include. And I actually just launched my ebook today on New Year's Day, which is amazing. I have a whole cheat sheet script. It's like almost 100 pages of just rhythms and things you need for your house. And it's on sale for $29. So grab it if you can. Number 3, keep your hands and your words kind. If your kids are handsy and they've been fighting more, especially post-Christmas, you know, fighting over gifts and bossing each other around and just all the things that come. So your hands and your words must be kind. And then the last rule, do your responsibilities fully. And what that means is if something is asked of you, that you do them all the way. And so if I'm asking you to do a chore or some sort of contribution to the home, that you do it fully. And I would encourage you, like, make this like, these are our house rules. These are not changing. And obviously if these don't work for your house, you make the rules. You know, God made all of us so unique and so different, but there is some basic foundations and values that every Christian family should uphold. And so let your children know these are the house rules. These are the expectations. This is how we obey with clarity and so on. So you have your check your heart, then you have your family meeting, you establish your house rules. Let everybody know, can they repeat it back? Can you maybe print it out and post it somewhere? These should be so clear that there is no confusion, because you don't want to discipline for a child not really knowing what you're talking about, especially if it's never been done before. 4 main rules, post them, make sure they are clear, and you can even role play them. That's the beautiful thing about a family, is you can role play. Like whatever you want to see in your child, set up those scenarios between the siblings. Like, all right, mommy and daddy are going to pretend that we're fighting over a toy. What should we do? Or how can I, use my words instead of my hands to communicate something? Or, how do we obey right away? So if let's just pretend daddy's asking me to, do my laundry, how can I respond? Like, set up those kind of scenarios. And then number 4, or I guess number 3 was listing your main house rules. Number 4 is following through immediately. Now, this is where a lot of families will get kind of tripped up, because it's so hard to be this intentional when you've just come through being a little inconsistent. But let your consequence be known. The consequence should be related to the misbehavior. And I really encourage you, to get together with your husband and to get on the same page. But get together with your husband, what are the consequences? If our child doesn't obey right away, what are we going to do? If our child doesn't speak respectfully, what are we going to do? So for example, I have a little script here with whining. Let's say your child comes up to you and starts whining and you say, hey, that was whining. Let's try again respectfully. And then your child continues to whine. I would encourage you to don't keep repeating and nagging and lecturing, but instead say, you chose to continue whining and that's disobeying mommy. And so I will pause on our conversation until you're ready to be respectful. Boom. And then you remove the child, or you remove yourself, or you relationally, that is the consequence, is that there is a separation and there is a pause. And what happens is your child will often learn, my mommy will listen to me when I speak respectfully. And that's such a good boundary to have, because we are to speak with honor with one another. Or like, for example, if my child comes and he starts arguing, I will say, hey, I will listen when your voice is respectful, or I love you too much to argue. Let's try that again in a respectful tone or in a kind tone. And those are like establishing certain honors and values in your home that becomes normal, you know? So when you have these little obedience resets, it's not like they're learning these rules for the first time in their entire life. They're just getting like, oh yeah, I need this reminder. But again, if you're a family that doesn't have any of these house rules, or doesn't really stay consistent maybe with following through, I just encourage you, ask the Holy Spirit, ask your husband, get together with other sisters that are, you know, doing godly parenting or biblical parenting, and find what works for you and your family. And again, I am going to post a link to my ebook below. It is so good. Like, I normally wouldn't say this because like literally I wrote it, but it is so good. Like I just know that it's going to help your family in so many ways. And this is like one of like this is honestly just one page out of my 96 pages, and so much of them are like this. So if that's something that's interesting to you and you just want to like have better rhythms and frameworks for your motherhood in a godly and biblical way, check out that link below. I do have a little freebie for the obedience reset, just so you can go ahead and get started right now. Let me know if you end up doing anything like this, or maybe what house rules you have or what you established. Sorry about the baby. And then if you want to keep hanging around, I'll post some videos right over here. But until next time, Happy New Year. I will see y'all later. Bye.